Welcome to my research toolbox, fieldwork experience and monitoring system. Today I'm going to be showing how to take advantage of a premium subscription and what it can do for you. First, I'm going to go to fieldwork experience and contacts. And I'm going to click on clients. As you can see, I have a very big list of clients. I can see them by organization. And that's a nice feature. And if I want to add any support staff, I can also do that. And the theory behind adding support staff is that when you click on a client's record, if they have any associated support staff, you'll be able to contact that person. For example, if you have a doctor or anyone important, you'll be able to see it here if you have that information. And to do that is simple. You will click on the client, and then down here you can select and add the support staff that you want. But I'm not going to do that right now. And this is important to keep accurate records. Next, I'm going to show the benefit of using the fieldwork experience form. I'm going to go to supervising notes and data analytics because I'm going to show the perspective of a supervisor, and I'm going to click on my data. When it comes to experience details, right here, when I click on feedback to supervisees, it's a big form, and I want to take right now advantage of the entire real estate space available to me on the screen. So I just hide it, the side. Just gonna hide the notes real quick. Right here I can see that for Jack Crosser, oversight provided, and things that were done and the quality of supervision when supervising Jack. This gives me an idea of what's going on. Now, let me close this one. But seeing a long list like that can become difficult. Let's summarize that again. I see that for the client, Albert Wesker and Billy Cohen, we have the number of times that something was done. For example, behavior plan reviewed or discussed. Behavior skills trainings provided, the number of times. Task list discussed or assigned, literature review, documents review, quality of supervision, that's an average, and we have that indicated up here. And then to view these records in specific, we can just click on the magnifying glass and it brings up those records, and that's nice. Now, this is specifically trainings provided to the client, an overall summary. Now, when we combine the clients and the supervisee, we can see that for Jack Crosser and Albert Wesker, the number of times that supervision was provided and the quality of supervision. And this is a specific training. And again, when I click here, I can see that information easily. And this lets me know how much training I have provided to a supervisee. And to do that, I'm going to close here. I'm going to go to supervising, and I'm going to add a new entry. Let's see, MRT. I'm gonna supervise someone different. And this is for future information, but is to discriminate between supervision hours and direct work, similar to an RBT, and it's just nice information to track. I'm gonna put 2 hours there. Method of supervision, face-to-face, and I'm gonna select this time Rebecca Chambers. Was the client observed? Yes. I'm gonna put that this person was only supervised for 1 hour. And then I'm gonna fill out what was done. I'm gonna assume that in this case I reviewed the plan, I provided behavior skills training to teach concepts that are in the plan. For example, shaping, modeling. I showed and demonstrated how to do it with the client Billy. And since it was 1 hour of supervision, most likely I didn't have time to cover any of these. However, I think that the quality of supervision that I provided this time and within 1 hour was 4 stars. I typically, me personally, I really don't give 5s. I don't give excellence that easily. It has to be something that was like a wow factor. But that's me. If I put a 1, it means poor. 3, it's like in the middle, what I believe I provided. And the idea behind the rating scale is just to open a dialogue between the supervisor and the supervisee to better improve the quality of supervision. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and type out my notes. And client notes, let's see. Did any safety concerns arise? And the reason why I have safety concerns is that you want to be able to quickly identify safety concerns whenever they're reported. Okay, in this case, I'm going to put no. I'm going to say that we worked on some of the goals, but did not get a chance to collect data. And that could be for multiple reasons, either high behavior, either you're demonstrating the quality of data collection that day is not great. Maybe something was happening or it was more discussion than anything else. We want to indicate that sometimes this one's important whenever you're planning to teach a skill and later on test it, like a teacher, which they teach you how to add 2 plus 2, and then later on in the week they do either a quiz or a test. Very similar concept. I tend to use it depending on what it is. For example, in situ assessments. Or behavior skills training. I do first behavior skills training and then I do an in situ assessment, and that's when I probably collect the data. Problem behavior observed and recorded? No, not all problem behaviors were observed. I agree with that. Okay, and then we write a description of what happened. These are not the best notes, and please do not use them as an example. Anything related that happened with the caregiver, if the caregiver collaborated, or if you provided behavioral skills training to the caregiver. And this will show up later on in a graph, so you can use that information to report it to insurance organizations. So again, not the best notes to use as an example, but I'm just trying to demonstrate the capabilities of the system. If anyone else was involved, you can use this information here, like a medical doctor, speech pathologist, occupational therapist, physical therapist, dentist. This is where that information, you may want to put that in there, or if you collaborated with any other team members or behavior analysts. You could probably put some consulted. Whoa, that's spelled wrong. School notes. Again, you can see this information. You can not applicable. And personal notes are for you yourself to know. This could involve things that are not really necessary to add. For example, sometimes I like to use it just to remind myself. And then when I click add, I'll see a success symbol, meaning that it worked. And I'm greeted again with a brand new form. If I made a mistake, I have up to 30 days to correct it. So I would go back here to supervising records, look at my last data entry, and let's see, what did I do wrong? Billy's not that. I'm gonna put that Billy is around 20 to 64 years old. And save. That's simple. Now, I'm going to go back to supervising my data. Click on clients and supervisees. And now I can see that I provided training to Rebecca Chambers. And the things that I discussed during the session were the behavior plan reviewed or discussed, BSTs, and it's giving me the count of how many times I've done it. So obviously, since documents reviewed, literature review, and the task list is 0, it's just showing up as empty. And this is important to know how much training has been provided to each individual team member. That way, when I give them another case, I have an idea how familiar they are with behavioral skills training, following up on task literature, documents, documentation, very important stuff. It gives me a really good idea of what I'm working with and how much training people have overall in general. Now, for here, supervising notes and supervisee feedback, it's the same thing, but this is from the perspective of a supervisee. It's empty because if I was to share my key, which is right here, shared key, with another supervisee, I give them that key, they enter it in their supervisor form, and wherever they list me as the responsible supervisor, I will be able to see that information from them. That way I can see on a daily basis how well they're doing quickly and find anything that's a concern, identify any training issues, anything that's going on. I'll be able to see that. I'll be demonstrating that feature during another video. And then monthly summary, again, if I'm supervising someone else, I'll be able to see how much supervision they're getting. And the supervision reports here are not the same. They're very lenient in terms of how they're audited compared to the certification logs that are found here. If I go to supervisee certification logs, I don't have anyone, it's not going to show up. It would give me accurate information of field work hours towards certification. And the algorithms for that are very different and much more strict compared to the ones found here. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a brief tutorial on how to take advantage of the system as a supervisor. If you have any questions, please let us know. And thank you for your time.